Hello, and welcome back to the Legendarium Green Team podcast. Today we'll be covering Warhost of Vastmark, Book 3 of the Wars of Light and Shadow by Janny Wurts. I am Ash, and joining me today are my co-hosts Kyptan
Heyo.
and Hurin fan.
Pew, pew, pew. We seem to be joined at the hip.
We do, yeah, we recorded yesterday, 12 hours ago.
For 3 hours.
For 3 hours, yeah.
You guys are best buddies.
Yeah, clearly.
What's that face?
Oh man, lost my train of thought. Okay, so this is the concluding book to the second of the series story arcs. It wraps up things that were set up in book 2, and then starting in book 4, there'll be another. I think that the book 4 one will be the largest of the concentric story arcs. We're starting spoiler free as always, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Make it short.
Okay.
I can't imagine a lot of people are listening to this and be like, "Oh, I listened to the last 2 episodes, but I still don't know."
You never know if someone has read Ships of Merrier and is like, should I continue with the series or not? And they're very concerned about spoilers, and then they listen to this episode.
I'm sure out of the 7 billion people in the world, at least one
We
of them
spent a full hour doing spoiler-free talk on Orb Scepter Throne.
It's easy when you're
yesterday.
talking with AP.
Okay, well,
that
what
does
do you
sound
guys think of
lovely.
this book? It was lovely.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Kip, gush about the book.
Gush about the book. Ooh.
Yeah.
So I come more and more to the realization that this series isn't for me. But I can still gush about this book.
Good.
I
What makes
I
it not
really
for
don't
you?
like when I'm being told in the most forceful terms how everyone feels all the time.
That was
And
my
this
problem when
book
I
is a
first read
lot of that.
Read the first book.
There's a lot of told emotion, and even though the book forbears from telling us how Arathon is feeling all of the time or felt all of the time, occasionally, or when it feels like being mysterious, it will then later be like, no, this is how he felt. This emotion, this strength, it beggars belief how much he can feel.
He's the saddest
And
boy possible.
It's my same problem with the gap cycle. It's too much extremity of emotion in too explicit terms.
You got more sci-fi in this one, though.
I did get a little bit more sci-fi in this one. That is
Yeah.
true. I didn't realize that this was going to be a insert spoiler beep here book, and I'm happy about that. I can get excited about a space fantasy version of that.
Great. Janny Wurts presumably will continue throwing you tiny little nuggets for you to cling on to as we hear more and more about how sad Arathon is and how righteous Lysair is feeling at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Hurin.
there's some good twists about implicated social commentary and things like above the level of raw feelings, but I just don't like being told how every character feels all the time.
Did you enjoy the way the characters developed in this book?
Yes, and we got some fun new side characters, and we got some more of the Ath Brotherhood, and we got an appropriately small amount of Coriani.
That's true. I was very excited by the end of the book. I think it's setting up. I think the next arc will be quite interesting. I don't know. How do you feel about that?
I want to get back to a certain characters, and I think she's about to become more relevant. So we'll see where that goes. But yeah, no, I'm very excited to see now that the titular ships have been built, where they go.
Hurin, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts on this book are much like my thoughts in the last 2 books, except the first book I liked, the second book I liked a lot, and this one I thought was one of the best reads I had all year. I don't want it, at the risk of repeating myself over and over again. Her prose on really almost every level makes it a joy to read, and I just kind of blazed through this book, not wanting to put it down. I thought when I looked at the end of the book and I looked at everything that happened, I realized just how well paced it was. Considering that there's something interesting happening in every single chapter, and it's a big event that's happening in every chapter, and it's something you're looking forward to happening, and you understand what's happening when you could feel the the anticipation. I thought Lyseer and Arathon continued to be interesting characters, and I thought some other characters that we've seen had very interesting changes and developments. There were heartbreaking moments in the story that had me weeping with tears running down my face onto the pages. I really, really like this book.
Strong 3.5 out of 5.
Or maybe 1 out of 10. The 9 out of 10 is taken away because it was missing dragons.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to see dragons in this series.
I'm sure. Are you kidding me?
Maybe in book 10 or 11.
12.
They
Short
have to
story.
show up before the finale. They have to.
I just learned that they're short stories. Now I got to read them.
Me too.
Ash, you?
I kind of echo here Kip's point about being told about what the characters are feeling. I could use 50% less of that, I think. But I also I thought this was the best book in the series so far. I think it had the most interesting setups for later. I think it had really interesting developments. I haven't hit the same level of like sadness as I did in book 1, but that being said, like it was still, I think, quite effective at pulling at my heartstrings. Sometimes I thought it was pleasantly short. Like it felt like it was like 30% shorter than Ships of Mary or the other one. I thought that was appropriate because I didn't want a long book considering the structure that was in place here.
It really felt like part 2 of Ships of Marior.
I was honestly surprised how concise the structure was.
Yeah, it's very like no nonsense. He kind of like I was skeptical the first like 10% of the book. I thought that she would be retreading old ground, but she didn't end up doing that. It was
Continent's
actually quite.
huge.
The pace was great, I think, and a lot of time passes. And yeah, at the end, I'm left eager to read the next book.
And in the U.S., this and Ships of Marior were, for the hardcover, right, were just one big book, right?
Correct.
Oh, interesting.
That works better, actually.
Probably.
Not that the end of Ships of Marior didn't have a great climax, but it does kind of feel like half a story in many ways.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, especially reading this afterwards. And this one picks up exactly after Ships of Mary.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have any other thoughts before we move into spoilers?
I did have
I don't think
one.
Yep.
I can't believe I forgot to mention how much I have turned around on a certain character because they've turned around.
Me too.
I think we're all thinking of the same person.
We are.
It was unbearable last book, but it's significantly better this book.
Yeah.
Also, why I think it would be better to read these two together.
Yeah. Let's just get into spoilers, so we can talk about Dakar. Yeah, that was some great character development. I think I like total 180. I could not stand Dakar last time, and I can stand him this time. I thought he's now an interesting character. He's a real person. Well done.
You can stand him. Dude's a bro.
After 500 years, he finally cares about a little girl.
I'm a Dakar stan now. Dakar for life.
He cares about somebody other than himself. Good.
Not only did he care about somebody, he was forced to care about somebody and learn real empathy from the empathy master, I suppose. And
the guy who's had empathy forced on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dakar kind of did as well, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. By saving Arathon from that trance, he had to take some of Arathon's compassion.
It was a great scene. Really good scene. I will say right now, the healing scene with the little girl was my single favorite scene in the series so far.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, slightly higher over the music playing scene in the last book.
In J-Lot
City. Yes, thank you, J-Lot.
I will take the previous healing scene as better.
The one with him and
this Elira, but
Lyra.
And this is a bit of a retreading of that ground, and I don't think it did it quite as well.
But the girl died. So.
The girl died. It was with Dakar, and they didn't have a bond like Dakar and Arathon had.
And it was a lot shorter, and we got less of the magic, and we got less of how it interacts with Coriani's sisterhood.
We got like the least amount of magic this book so far.
Yeah,
we got a magical rock slide.
Got a magical.
We got a ton of illusions.
Yeah, we had Sethvir tricking the Coriani enchantresses with that guardian thing for the Althane Tower. I thought that seemed
with his illusion.
Yeah. And he was actually, it was like a double bluff by Janny Wurts because there is a guardian under Althane Tower, and it would have just murdered them.
That was a pretty cool scene, though.
It was. I liked that one. I thought that was quite good.
Seth Veer's permissions that he was seeking were actually, hey, can you just let me handle this one?
Just
I'll be
chill
back.
for 5 minutes, guys.
You can have it. All you had to do was ask. Use some like manners, for God's sake.
You just gotta ask, and Lorenda had to wait there for 5 months.
No, they didn't have to go in there and knock on the door and force themselves in.
They really picked one of how many few times that Seth Veer's not in the tower over the
It's
last
gotta be like
500
the
years.
first time.
Do you think the Entrenchers just kind of misunderstand the Fellowship of Seven?
Oh, and so much. Yeah.
Because it seems, I mean, we've all had doubts about the motives of the Fellowship of Seven, and I think we should. But it seems like the Coriani just interpret everything that they can in the worst light possible. Of course, they have more information than us, but you could have just asked.
I mean, it's like their entire philosophy, right? Like their way of doing magic is not the harmonious, enlightened way of the Fellowship. It's,
They do not
force the
respect the
world to be how
balance
you
in nearly
want.
the same way. Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't ask permission for everything. Though we've learned how lawyerly that permission can be when it comes to illusions now.
Yep.
You see, we ask the permission. They want to see this, and so we give it to them, and they see what they want to see. And if that makes them eat a mouthful of rocks, well, that's what they wanted.
How did you guys like the reveal that Desh Thier is like a cyborg
That this is a first contact
AI
scenario?
thing? It is, yeah. We got aliens. Desh Thier was created as a weapon of mass destruction. They tried to interweave spirit with machine. The ionized field of mist that contained the captive spirits over time drifted their awareness out of self-alignment. The experiment turned on the creators, and then I guess the mist wraith is like a swarm of like nanobots or something. I don't know.
It's gray goo that's gone out of harmonic,
Yeah.
which is interesting. Literally everything in this universe seems to be operating on the laws of harmonics, so that's fun. But apparently even the nanobots.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's a suitable mystery.
I mean,
I like all the
I
part.
could have told the Fellowship that sending out a beacon was a terrible idea.
No,
You
they
probably
needed
read more
Caradmon to
fiction than
come
they
home.
have.
It's like they've
They are
never
like,
heard of dark forest theory.
yeah, they are like obsessive when it comes to protecting their own.
Yes. Yes, they are. Though they will
I
throw
mean,
Traith into the wolves and be like, I'm sorry, it's just wolves. Why didn't you handle it?
more Traith. I'm excited for more Traith at some point ever.
Okay.
I want Traith to be healed by the end of the story. Though I know that this series is probably going to heal him and then murder him immediately after or something. Or murder someone else. Gonna heal
I'm
Traith, kill
surprised.
someone else.
Yeah,
He's
probably.
gonna have a tragic death.
I'm shocked that Arathon hasn't been healed.
Yeah, it's been 2 books.
Hey, they briefly did for this book. He was healed for the duration of one trance.
Yeah, and then because he needed to do that future sight to try and figure out any solution that didn't involve mass murder, and he didn't find
augury.
it. Yeah,
Man, that was a great scene too.
that was a good scene.
And when
Deegan,
Dakar put like a blanket on top of him,
stopping
like,
the 25.
is this Dakar? Is this the real Dakar actually doing this, or is this an illusion? It's growing. It's growing. It's growing.
Dakar not being useless on a ship in motion? What is this?
Character development.
Not only not being useless, being helpful and compassionate.
He's the most helpful magic user in the book.
Absolutely. You know, as long as you don't believe in Ascendir foreseeing all of the twists and turns that happen throughout this book and viewing it as a time to teach Dakar a lesson.
I think Ascendir is just like his thinking was Dakar needs to be taught a lesson. He hates Arathon. Arathon's not going to murder Dakar, and kind of let the rest go.
Look, Ascendir can kill many birds with one stone, and I think he did so in this book.
I mean, we clearly saw, I think, the alienation of the Fellowship with Lysair, and they're going to be on the outs, clearly, right? Lysair is now essentially seized secular power and is also going to seize religious power.
Yeah, yeah, that was 100% in the offering, and it also jives with what we learned in like the very first prologue.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this. It was a little earlier than I thought it would be, actually.
Yeah, we're gonna have an Inquisition. We're gonna have a Holy War. This is gonna be Spanish Inquisition kind of stuff. I think we're gonna get like medieval England witch burnings. I wonder if the Coriani Enchantresses are gonna turn against Lysair or they're gonna become his toadies. I
I
think there's a
mean,
lot of
Yes, the latter.
seems like all he needs to do to ruin their religion's power is just walk into the churches.
with
He
his
just needs to walk
disharmonious
into
nature.
the yeah.
He'll probably split a faction of some sort. If I do have a big criticism, and it's hard to call it a criticism. It's just something that I'm annoyed with. It's just Lysair constantly being the worst. I think he's an interesting character. I think it's an interesting look at justice and extremity and the thirst for power to, how you're blinded by these things. But at the same time, it's just kind of exhausting. Him doing stupid thing every single time or the wrong thing. It like when his whole situation with his wife. I loved his chapters with his wife when she's running away and she's caught by and she has this heel turn. I shouldn't say heel turn, but
Yeah.
she gets her eyes opened up
Those
a
were
little bit meeting Arathon. And then she knew that Lysair wouldn't listen to her, but she told him anyway, and he shuts her out completely. I think that's going to be an interesting plotline next book.
Their marriage is ruined forever.
Forever. She lives in a tower now.
Yeah.
She's really been resigned to a garret, which it's not something that I haven't seen before in fantasy.
No good deed goes unpunished in this series so far.
Yeah, her brother seemed to really love her.
Well, now he's dead. And honestly, dude really earned that death.
Yeah, it was a nice little
Really earned that death.
3-book arc for him. It was a good time to die, though.
Though he was going to call the retreat.
He was going to call the
man.
retreat.
It's been a while since I read this, and I just like they're coming back little by little. As when you guys were mentioning that, that whole thing was so damn tragic, bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arathon's plot would have worked.
But
It
then
would
we
have
got to
worked.
see how Dakar made Ducaron's, or how do you say that name?
Darkaron's
Darkaron's chariot be associated with Arathon now.
That was cool as hell. That was pretty cool.
It's not helping his reputation.
No,
Really not helping his reputation.
Literally any time Arathon or any of his allies do anything, it's like you solve one short-term problem and then you generate several long-term ones.
Yep.
But this is what I mean when I'm talking about how good the pacing was in this book. We had that whole chapter with Lysair's wife. We had the chapter where they set up the trap and killed everybody, and then the soldiers looking at Arathon from their perspective. Then we got the betrayal.
Her name is Talith, by the way.
Thank you, Talith.
Yeah, Talith.
We got the betrayal. We got the fight, which was really cool, and Dakar being just awesome. And we got the healing scene. We got the boat scene. It just seems like every single chapter something interesting was happening. Which, I mean,
absolutely.
It's a book. It should be like that.
One of my favorite Arathon parts in this book was him pretending to be a lecherous pirate captain. He only really brought that guys out maybe 2 or 3 times, but it was funny every time.
Were you fooled?
Oh, of course not. We know Arathon. Were you? Who was the guy that burned the ships at the beginning of the book?
Eric,
thank you. I loved his little mini arc. The whole chapter where he comes around much like Dakar did, but then he ends up with the twins. Are they twins?
Yes.
Okay, with the twins' mother. It was just nice to read.
Arathon is now a matchmaker.
A good match.
Yeah, they are a good match.
She needed a husband. He's a nice guy, even though he, did all the terrible things.
And do we think that Arathon had sex in this book?
Yes. Yes, he did. He had sex with that infertile lady.
Yes, the provably infertile lady.
Right. Okay.
Good for him. Honestly, he deserves it. I'm glad he got laid. That must have been such a stress reliever for him.
Yeah, that was really.
I was just uncertain.
Part of the story to read.
Yeah, how she's like shunned by her own kind and has to wear bells around because she brings bad luck to men.
Yeah, that's like what the fuck.
I buy that as a social phenomenon there, a cultural thing.
Do you
Yeah,
buy that they
it
would be
sounded
so
realistic.
permissive with her to like sound out that it was definitely her fertility that was the problem? Like
Yes.
she gets to try 5 different men.
It's yeah. I mean, human societies are weird.
I'm not saying it's unrealistic. I'm just saying like that's that was something I haven't read in a fantasy book before.
Yeah. I don't know how to describe it, but yes, it's a very misogynistic look, but still gives her enough rope to hang herself on their stupid rules.
The hill tribes, they don't have enough people to go around. We got to make use of all of the potential baby making opportunities you can.
Yeah, their terrain does not sound great.
No, especially if there's no sun.
Yeah. How did they live?
That's a good. They must have been fishing or something, or like the sheep eat. That I don't know. They,
Wyverns.
they were not
The
doing well.
wyverns, like how much meat do they give and how toxic is it?
Not a lot, and probably at least a little bit. The description of those kids' injuries were really rough.
That was quite sad. Yeah.
Yeah. But apparently there's a lot of headstrong children in this world. In fact, they're the only children we meet.
The other ones are keeping their heads down, like they should.
Yeah, they're surviving. Well, the twins are doing pretty well.
At this point, yeah. I quite liked the arc for the girl. Remember her name?
Yeah, it was really nice.
Phelan
Talith
and
learning about.
Fiark.
Thank you. You remember these really well. I quite liked the Talith learning about the twins and their relationship with the mother and how overprotective and she could be, and her understanding I guess, the character of Arathon and how it relates to the people around him. And it was
Yeah.
that was great.
I met that woman. She's insane with grief and really needs to cut those apron strings. For her children's best interest, Arathon was helping them.
How
And
did you guys? Oh, yeah. Do you want to finish your thought?
no, I'm good.
How did you guys feel about that revelation that? Oh, I don't remember who it was, but had about the different leadership styles of Arathon and Lysair. You know, like Lysair being a shining beacon that enabled you to never grow as a person, and Arathon being a prickly bastard who forced you to become independent.
Yeah, who had that?
It's not completely wrong, but it's a little reductionist and unfair to
Pretty
Arathon's.
unkind.
Yeah, it's unfair to Arathon's compassion, I suppose. It's not a good way to describe something that's ultimately true, I think.
It was either Theric or Branzian, I think.
Probably Theric.
Possibly Earl Girit, but I don't think so.
I don't think it's him.
Probably Theric, considering his history.
I'm really glad that the Brancian people pulled their heads out of their asses. That was great.
Yeah, they listen, and they learned, and they
Their
changed.
murderous alcoholic brothers are on the side of dark now. Yay for them.
Yeah, they're the secret traitors.
Hey, it's
And
interesting.
they seem to think that'll be fun. I don't
Arathon
know
caught
if I
exactly one break in this book, and that was them.
I can't wait for Lysair to find out.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
The Inquisition.
What book do you think he'll find out?
6.
I think next one.
I think the end of next one.
The next arc is
Unless we move away from this continent for a while for a book and then we come back later. I think you're right. Yeah. Book after this one.
Wow, so quick.
things move pretty quickly. Actually, a lot quicker than I thought they would at the
We
beginning
got
of the series.
500 years of life to get through.
I think there's going to be a significant time skip. I
There's gotta
think
be a time
all of
skip.
the people in this book are going to be either like very old or dead, besides the magically the ones with magical longevity.
I don't
By
know
the
if
end
we're
of the
there
story?
yet. I think we're gonna have some grown up twins first
Yeah, maybe.
I agree.
who are going to show us that yes, they really were thinking of the future in a way that their mother just couldn't wrap her head around.
Yeah, I think there will be a pretty significant time skip, and then maybe the last half of the series will be mostly new characters, except for the the magic users.
Phelan's derision of galleys was awesome.
What was awesome?
Phelan's derision of galleys near the end of the book. It's like coastal shipping. Come on, navigation has opened the world.
Yeah. I wonder how quickly that technology is going to spread.
I'm very curious about it. But
I was
Arathon
hoping for a
did
little
seem
longer.
to kind of intentionally disseminate it a bit. So,
Yeah.
do you
Although
think that
Durkin's dead.
do you think that the crew of the Black Drake is able to pass on any of that?
I don't know. Are they still alive?
I don't know. Birkin's not.
I was really sad that
But
Durkin died. I thought she was going to be a big part of the series.
I thought so too.
no, she was gonna die. He was gonna die.
I guess you can't have romantic competition for Elira, Erathon's destined lover, who didn't really even show
Nope,
up in this book.
he
No.
did not, and I was sad about it.
Yeah.
But it did mean that we got like 50% less Coriani scheming, and I was okay with that. We had basically one Coriani plot play out through this whole book. They wanted their crystal back. They got their crystal back. They used their crystal, and now we'll see what else they do with it.
I forgot what can they do with it.
A lot, but Moriel seemed to think it might take her like a decade to pass on the skills to use it.
Yeah, assuming Lorenda is going to be a competent candidate, which, like, clearly she's not.
The one thing they can't seem to do with it is increase their lifespan.
I mean, she can keep her life going as long as she needs. It's just that it
No, she
really,
can't.
really
She
sucks.
can't.
She can't?
No.
I thought it was just like, it's just horrendously painful every second she's alive at this point.
She has a limit though, and she's approaching it.
It seems like when they use these crystals, they have to fight with the souls that are inside the crystals, and every time they use it, they have to like force some sort of evil into it, and so that evil stays around.
Not the soul exactly, but every spell that they use it for remains within the crystal.
And they have to kind of fight with that every time they use it, right? And only the
Yep.
most powerful can do it. Yeah, that's a pretty interesting limit on the magic, at least.
I just wish that I could trust that it meant anything predictable.
You want the magic to be harder.
I want to have some sort of foreknowledge that I can use to predict the magic. Yes, instead of it being pulled out of myth and ether and plot necessity whenever we feel like it.
And music theory.
There's
music
no
theory.
real music theory in this. They don't say like, and then an A, and then a C played, and the dissonance between them.
That's true.
They just say, and then the higher harmonics chimed in and enhanced the spell's power.
You gotta work with the oneness of Ath Creator, and you gotta be harmonious.
This song was really like a young, headstrong girl.
Yeah.
Did we see this before? But it really resembles the creation of Middle Earth in that respect.
It does.
Yeah. There's a lot of creation myths that are around a song, though, around the world being sung into being.
It's a beautiful image.
Yeah, absolutely. What book do we think Erathon's going to get his mage sight back for good, or at least for a while?
I think it's gonna be the end of the next arc.
How many
I think
books
so,
is the next
too.
arc? 3 books?
I have no idea.
Let's see.
5 books? I think it's got to be 5 books, no?
It's 5, yeah.
I believe only 3 books with his magic.
I mean, he's too strong with
Oh.
his magic.
He's very strong with his magic. It's true. And this does serve to keep the power scales restrained a bit, for sure.
Also
Yeah.
gives Lysair a chance to catch up.
I mean, his
Yep.
magic was totally useless in both this book and the previous one. Jeez.
Lysair?
You can impress
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, you can
bl-
impress
blame-
people.
Blame all of his shortfallings on Erathon.
He can
At what
kill
point
his
do you think
own
Lysair is
troops
gonna have
a
kids?
lot.
I don't know if he is going to have kids.
No, he's going to have kids as soon as Talith dies, and Talith is probably going to commit suicide by throwing herself off a tower pretty soon.
You think so?
What if Talith gets a bastard somehow?
Erathon is gonna sleep with Talith.
Oh my god!
And
I
then
mean, that is my other prediction: is that they have chemistry.
they do. Erathon has chemistry with every woman in the series so far.
Because he's dreamy
I guess so.
and sad. Who doesn't like a sad boy? Other than,
And they
sad
all
crowd.
either try and seduce him or keep them away from his children, their children. But I do have a suspicion that there might be another like half sibling royal line at some point.
I mean, they're
If
gonna
Erathon and Talith have a child, does that child have any claim to the royal throne of Tysan?
no, right? Lysair murders the baby because it has black hair.
I mean, Lysair might then have a whole new generation of people to, or a whole new bloodline of people to hate and persecute.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, he just goes around hunting down all of Erathon's bastards. That'd be a fun
Yeah.
plot line,
It's going to happen at some point.
probably. Do you think they're gonna mix the royal lines at all? Like, there's the five families.
You
on
mean beyond what
Althera.
they already have?
Yeah.
after Talith dies, Lysair is going to start a harem and be in charge of all the royal lines as their god king.
As like their mega church leader.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Lysair is going to marry into all of the other lines and try and place his own high kingdom and completely supplant both clan law and fellowship law and Ath's Brotherhood's law with his own.
This is true.
How do you think Lysair could fight the Fellowship of Seven if it came to that?
By blasting them with some light and not allowing them to fight back. I don't know.
I mean, they can't fight back, right? They need him alive.
Maybe he just puts all of his effort into keeping the Paravians away.
I really like how
tears down more standing stones, and eventually the things that power Althane Tower go away.
Yeah, Althane Tower is for sure getting destroyed, right? Probably by some priests.
I want to see that centaur again, or the real
Is
centaur.
Is it time for my conspiracy that Caradmon came back from the dark, changed and corrupted already, and that Sethvir and or Ascendir, I think, though my money's just on Sethvir, has been corrupted as well?
That sounds actually really believable to me.
I like that thought. I think that would be a really interesting direction for the series to go in.
I'm going to adopt it as well.
And because we know that the mist wraiths touch on wards and sanity and self is a level beyond what the fellowship can deal with, and a level of subtlety that their most subtle, Luhane, took for like a very long time and a lot of thought and investigation to discover that it was escaping the bounds of its wardings. The captured Mistwraith was. Were they keeping it again? Someplace Davian made?
Yeah, a mountain.
Some mountain. Which Davian's coming back, of course, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
Do we think he is the Mistwraith?
No.
Or is one of the wraiths?
I think he's involved some way in origins of the Mistwraith, but I highly, highly doubt he is the Mistwraith himself.
Okay.
Or maybe he's been.
Maybe it was one of his competitors who made the Mistwraith.
Maybe he's been gone trying to solve this problem as the lone fellowship sorcerer who he thinks the rest of them are being compromised by some way, and he's actually the savior.
Maybe he did like a 10 million year foretelling and discovered that him disappearing was the only possible way to save Athera from something.
Yeah, the limits of their foresight and what is certain and what is not are
flexible.
Very flexible. Though Dakar has said that the only surefire prophecy is the ones where he blacks out, can't remember a thing, and speaks in verse.
And he deliberately tries not to have those successfully.
Yeah,
when he's drunk,
often successfully.
Well, do you think by having the visions he makes them happen? I mean, that would explain why he doesn't want to do it, or at the very least, he might.
I would say the ones.
And if I believe so,
the one that he had of the clan arrow, of the retribution arrow, the vengeance arrow. I don't think that made it happen, but I can't say for sure about his more cryptic pronouncements.
It's probably impossible to know for sure, right?
Yeah. Only Ath Creator knows.
I think that if I were in his position, I might feel that way, and it's kind of understandable why he tries to avoid it. Then
I don't know. In his POV, he keeps calling it spurious, but who knows if that's a defense mechanism?
I think Dakar has all defense mechanisms.
What's kept him alive for 500 years?
He got a lot more interesting once he completely changed his character.
I'm a big fan of how Lysair notices that his current way of killing Arathon is not working. He can't hunt him down because he's always going to slip away. So instead, he needs to take over the entire world. Of
course.
I like the ambition. I like the balls on Lysair, you know?
And then I won't just be hunting down and killing one person and justifying the deaths of tens or hundreds or millions of people. I will be leaving something better in its place. I will be improving the world.
Yeah. I mean, they won't have to worry about, I don't know, their pesky freedoms anymore.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. No pesky freedoms required anymore. Solved. Done.
I would like more focus on how he rules and his effect on the people. I think that's
his tax policy.
Yes, but not necessarily just that.
Yes, yes. Give me recluse tax policy.
I mean,
Give me.
I think he's like a good ruler beyond like aside from the fact that
Is
he
he?
has.
He's not there.
So
You don't need to be there to rule.
when he is ruling,
You
he's doing
do
a really good
when
job.
you're so far away by post in a feudal society. You can't adequately rule a land when you're multiple months away from messages.
A good ruler is a good delegator.
Sure, but he took everybody and then he left his wife, who clearly was not safe.
That was so sad. I was kind of rooting for them. You know, they just seemed so cute together, and then
They were both
even his
so
personal relationships
conniving.
were ruined by the. Yeah, but they were
I
good for each
never
other.
bought her infatuation for him, much like I never bought most people's infatuation for Lysair. But look,
Really,
he's unbearably pretty, and we just have to respect that.
he's got phenomenal yellow hair. He has big feelings about who he is and where he's going. Um,
He's got a
he's
strong
got that
sense of
charisma,
justice.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's got charisma, man.
He's got the entitlement.
he does have the entitlement, and a lot of people really gravitate towards that.
In this world, they sure do. Apparently, even though he's not a sanctioned king, the townsfolk are like, no, we're doing it anyways. High King Prince Lysair.
I mean, to be fair to the townsfolk here, like, what have the Fellowship done that is visible to them? Basically nothing, right? All the townsfolk know is that the Fellowship sorcerers show up, tell
Hey, every
them
now
that
and
they're
then
doing
we
things
see
wrong.
someone who treats them with the utmost respect.
Yeah, through like a sense of tradition or whatever.
Bows,
But
bowing and scraping, and like delighted that they got even a word from a fellowship sorcerer.
We need public opinion campaigns by the sorcerers. Because I mean, they did help take down Deshthir and bring back the sun.
but nobody actually knows that, right? Lysair probably
Exactly, that's
saying
my
that it was
point.
all him.
They need to get some like pamphlets or some like TV commercials.
They need to get a PR person who would have been
Imagine
Lysair, right?
Sethir with pamphlets.
I think he could do like really good infomercials, right? Like it's like, oh, hello, I didn't see you there. I'm Sethfear drinking tea in Althane Tower.
That can
You
be
know about the
Trade's job, except
Paravians?
he's off speaking with his raven.
Did you know
I mean, that like
centaurs are really cool?
it doesn't feel like the Fellowship actually care about the people in this world.
I don't get that feeling at all. No,
No, no, not a whole bunch. No.
they seem to be running on like a set of guiding principles. Foremost being bring back the horse people, and everything
They
else
like the
is
horse people.
yeah.
Bring back the Paravians. That's the fellowship's job. They're like, it's we're not supposed to rule the world. We're not supposed to make it better. We're supposed to find the people who do that sort of thing and bring them back.
They did set up that new king. What's his face?
Of Havish.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't like him. He seems extremely boring.
like a wet blanket kind of. I mean, he
Yeah,
did grow up as a sheep farmer, right?
sure. And his family's gift is temperance.
That's a really sexy one.
That seems like a much more reasonable gift, honestly. Temperance seems like something that will not drive a family line insane.
Everything in
No,
moderation.
yeah, the
Yep.
compassion one was a really bad one.
He
Compassion
didn't.
does seem like a curse.
I want to see him and Dakar meet. See how long they get along.
Compassion, justice, temperance, foresight. Okay, foresight also, I can see how that one can bite you, but it's not as bad as compassion. Nothing's as
No.
bad as Arathon's compassion.
What was the fifth one?
I don't remember. Look it up.
AI thinks it knows, but I don't trust it.
I can't find it.
Wait, is one of them literally just wisdom? Is
Oh,
the
great.
other one
That's a
just
good one.
wisdom?
Hell yeah. I'd like that one, please.
That's temperance and wisdom. Those are definitely the safest two to have.
We know of. What if Wurts shows us a character with those are just the worst possible in ways that we cannot imagine?
The wisdom
What?
is truly to go along with Lysair because he's going to win in the end because you can't win a defensive war.
That feels more like pragmatism, you know? It's just I guess there's no point fighting this. Temperance, I think you end up with a really wealthy nation that way, right?
Maybe. Or maybe you just end up with a nation that's an all-arounder.
Too tepid to do anything.
They're middling good at everything.
And they refuse to
and
take any kind of stand.
The neutral
or
people from the neutral planet.
they back down like after their stand has been challenged a few times. They're like, oh, we've reconsidered. We will accept your position.
I mean, that's kind of what happened here, right? Like, Havish was just like, it just any time anyone said something to him, he's like, "Oh yeah, that's a good point," and then he's just
Yep.
convinced by whoever spoke to him last.
Look, the Fellowship definitely knew where to cite their neutral ground.
Yeah,
Can you just ask, like, hey, I want to do this risky transaction. Can I get Fellowship peace bonding for it?
I think it's only going to work this time. I think in every future time, Lysair's going to say, "No, the Fellowship can't be trusted. They are enemies of the state.
Hmm.
They need to be hunted down and murdered."
Never mind that they're giving him the most important news as quickly as it can be delivered.
He's good at motivated reasoning.
Oh,
Hey, how
he's
did we like the
extremely
scene
good
with
at
the Ath
motivated
Brotherhood, by
reasoning.
the way? Speaking of motivated
I
reasoning,
loved it. I loved
that was
it.
really good.
Remind me?
The series
Wow.
with the scene with the Ath Brotherhood in the
Yeah.
temple.
Lysair goes to the temple, and then they're like, "You need to
Yes.
you need to wake up, man. You
The-
need to realize
the
you're chasing
hostel.
a rabbit."
I thought that was last
Yeah.
book.
No, this
No.
book.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, we've
good book.
gone to the hostel multiple times, but this is the one where we saw like the enchanted grove at the center of the hostel.
Yeah, and they use their powerful magic on him, and it bounces off.
It almost kind of worked.
Yeah,
It almost kind of worked.
and then it backfires spectacularly, and now he doesn't trust them, and their sanctuary has been corrupted, and also his Deshthir's curse is now it has a stronger hold on him than ever.
What they needed is the Coriania crystal to get through to that cold, hard soul.
I get the sense that crystals wouldn't help them much.
No, I get the sense that the crystals might be part of what they need because I think the crystals allow you to bypass the permission aspect of magic. I think the crystals like take some of that recoil.
But the Brotherhood are like they're monks, right? Like their whole thing is that they bend to the will of Athera.
Sure. But Arathon can do a joint working with Elira, and they can use that crystal to bypass the major balance.
Yeah, maybe.
And let's see that book happen in book 9.
Next book, and then all of our expectations are out the window.
When are we going to see a Paravian? Do you guys think?
I thought we saw
kinda
one this
did this
book.
book, right?
We
saw a
didn't see
fake
one this book. We saw a fake one, yeah. I mean, we've seen one unicorn so far. That's it.
After the time skip. No, right before the time skip. Paravians, time skip.
Paravian book 5.
Paravian book 5. Okay. I'm going to guess like book 8.
Unless, of course, next book we see some on these secret hidden islands. But I think we'll only see illusions and memories of Paravians there.
Are they still in this world, or are they in a different world?
I think they're in this world.
Supposedly, they're no longer in this world. They went somewhere.
We saw the one unicorn when Deshthir's curse was broken, right?
We did see
Was it on
one.
that world?
Yes.
I think so.
It was on that world? Okay.
Maybe it's the last unicorn.
I thought they took, like, a spaceship away.
No, they don't use spaceships because technology it upsets the balance.
It's a magic spaceship.
No. Yeah, then maybe.
Also known as teleporters.
Teleporters.
Well, like the gates.
No.
Like gates are
I don't think they can
teleporters,
leave Athera, right?
Oh, they absolutely can.
I think Athera is like the prime plane, and like if they leave Athera, they are diminished.
Okay, then what are we fighting for if they're already there? Or what are the 7 fighting for if they're still there and they just
I
haven't
think
left?
they're living underground like mole people.
I think that the
mole.
Paravians have access to a different dimension, and they've been hiding out there.
I could buy there being like a spirit world of Athera, but I think they're like still linked to Athera. Like they have to be linked to Athera itself.
Maybe Athera has a core, like a giant sentient gemstone in the center, and they go live there when they're under threat.
Yeah, like mole people.
Yeah, sure. I dare you to call a unicorn a mole person to its face.
If I see one, I'll try it out and let you know.
But I think they can leave Athera. I think they are diminished if they leave Athera, but I think they're somewhere else.
And do you think Solandis managed to find them?
No, I think they died.
Solandis is just dead.
Yep.
Damn. I don't. Oh, I think we're gonna see Solandis.
I think we'll see like a journal by them, maybe a book, maybe some last retellings, and maybe their skeleton.
But the Fellowship needs to be restored to 7, right? That's gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, Arathon.
And you can't even really kill a fellowship member. They just go discorporeal. The
I
Carrot
think
and
you
Luhane.
can kill a fellowship member. And I think you can also kill a discorporate fellowship member.
I think probably trapped. I think that's probably the best you can do.
Nah, I think they can be killed.
Yeah, you gotta destroy the spirit somehow.
And I think they can pass on. They can like decide to move on to the next stage, whatever that may be.
Maybe they literally can't. Maybe they're like bound by some sort of oath that keeps them.
Isn't that the case? Don't we know that they did too many WMDs and then they were cursed to protect Athera forever?
I don't
Yes.
remember.
Yes, they were a weapons research group that did too much bad and are doing their protection on Athera as penance.
Where do you think their spaceship is?
I don't know if they need one, given that there's transplanetary gates on Athera.
But they were tech wizards, right?
They were.
And no longer now.
Okay. Uh, I don't think it's on Althane. I don't think it's located on Althane Tower. I think it
Nope.
is somewhere else. Maybe Arathon's going to discover their spaceport on these islands that he's going to.
See, that's an exciting idea, right? Maybe they have a space station
That's a
in
very
orbit.
exciting idea. I love that idea. I've seen that idea in Orson Scott Card. I've seen that idea in Richard Morgan.
Yeah, I think it's a very real possibility that we see some tech magic in this series. I think Dave and the Betrayer is going to come in on a spaceship.
Look, gunpowder is forbidden, but no one said anything about plasma bolts.
I mean, maybe Lycera's regime is going to start down the tech path, right? And then the Fellowship
It
are going
would,
to be impotent to do anything about it.
it would be hilarious if the Fellowship was like, no, 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 no. No one can start down the tech path because we already have all the laser guns. And they're fine as long as we're the only ones who have them.
Don't make us use
And
the
look,
laser
it's
guns.
not magic, it's just science. There's no major balance to take care of here. We really
Major
don't want
balance
to
is just
use
like
them.
it's just the law of equivalent exchange.
Lysair, you think your gift of light is so strong? Watch us deploy an orbital mirror and redirect the sunlight into a bombardment which will destroy Avenor.
Rods from God, man. Rods from God.
Oh, come on. Kinetic strikes are so passe for the Fellowship. You got to do directed energy weapons, right?
That would be very fun. I mean, the meth snakes are like genetic engineering, right?
I think so. Though at this point, they're also some sort of like foul corruption.
Yeah. I guess it's kind of ambiguous
Their
how much
harmonics
you
went
contribute
off,
this. Yeah, the harmonics are off.
and they're part dragon, right?
Okay, you guys think they're dragons? They're going to be dragons later in the series. When are they going to come about? When are we going to see a dragon? Is Lysair going to ride a dragon?
I think not till book 8.
I think it's gonna be a while, and it's gonna be after we see Paravians. What if dragons are like the anti-Paravians?
I mean, we know they are, right?
They are.
I
yeah.
forgot that then.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, they're gonna show up after the Paravians do.
They're going to show up
I think
before the Praevians do.
before the Baravians.
Didn't we have
Yeah.
this?
I mean, minus
Question before?
an occasional sighting. But like we already know where they are on Athera. They have like a mountain range that's warded by barriers.
Do you think
And they're like,
Lysair is going to
it's
have
the
like
Dragon Nature Preserve.
Lysair is going to go and he's going to parlay with the dragons and he's going to convince them to try and kill Arathon.
This sounds entirely reasonable.
I mean, he's very charismatic. Either that or Arathon's going to say, look, Lysair is taking over the entirety of Athera. You guys need to do your bit to prevent that from happening. And then Lysair is going to be like, Arathon, dragon friend. And it's going to be even more propaganda against him.
Making Arathon sign that blood oath to use whatever means possible was one of the stupidest things the Fellowship has ever done. To
Yeah.
preserve his life through whatever means possible on a blood oath that he can't break, must follow through on. It
No matter how
combined with
insane
his
it makes them.
bloodline gift, his life is hell.
Yeah. Isandir doesn't care. It's not his life.
I mean, Asander blushed.
Yeah.
Or was it Sethvir? Like, they're like, why'd you do this, Arathon? And he was like, well, I swore a blood oath to do whatever possible. They're like, oh, right.
Right,
That.
yeah. That he never can break
That's gonna
now,
make you
right?
do a lot of bad things, isn't it?
He's gonna like develop
Eh.
chemical weapons. Distribute nerve gases.
He has to spend all of his resources fighting against his brother who is uniting the continent against him.
Yeah. Continent, and I'm sure, like, literally the whole world, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure there are other continents on this planet.
So, like, Pangea.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I have seen the map at the start of the book, and it looks like one continent.
Um,
Maybe
say that's
there's
all of Athera.
more we're going to discover. Maybe there's going to be a whole new world on the other side, and Arathon's going to colonize it, and then belatedly, Lysair's group is going to discover that it exists, and they're going to ravage it.
I
And
think there are
just
more
like,
continents, and I'll tell you why. Because the map says Athera, continent of Paravia. I don't think they would name the continent if there weren't others.
Anti-Paravia.
and the other
But
continent's
yeah,
gonna be smaller, right? Maybe it's an island chain.
sure, yeah.
Maybe there's Fantasy Japan.
No,
Fantasy
thank you.
Japan all alone.
I would buy that, like, the Fantasy Japan would show up and they're like, we need to preserve the balance, and they think very harmoniously with nature and whatnot.
But yeah, I do think that Arathon is going to populate some sort of area away a moderate to major sea distance from the mainland, and then Lythair is going to find out about it and destroy everything that Arathon has built.
Hmm. I'm excited for the outfits that Lysair is gonna put on his religious inquisition.
Hmm. I
Hey,
mean, there has been a lot of focus on outfits in this
Yeah.
series. Okay, I'll take that. Not enough on Talith's outfits, though, given how many times they came up in this book.
Not just her outfits. A lot of Talith gets described. She's probably the most described character in the series, physically.
Is
I mean,
she? No way, no way.
it's either her or Arathon.
The prince's
Arathon.
faces definitely get described more.
How sad
Arathon, I
Arathon
think,
looks at any given moment. His
and
infinite compassion.
thin and lanky, and it looks like you couldn't take. It looks like he couldn't defend himself, but he totally can.
He has a wiry strength,
He will cold cock you if you try and disturb his cabin.
and then he'll feel bad about it immediately.
No, then he'll go take drugs and make you try and save his life. Yeah. Anybody
It
have
really feels like he should be
anything?
going insane, you know? Given
I mean,
given
he
how
is. He's very open about how he's going insane. It's just slow, and it's still
how's
under
this gonna
control at the
manifest?
moment. But he can feel it coming, and he's like,
How is this gonna manifest?
this distance from Lysair now is affecting me more than anything I've ever had with Lysair before, and like I'm guarding against it, but he's leagues distant, and I still feel his effect this way.
I hope that we get more dialogue between them at some point. I want them to have a conversation.
Ow.
I
How?
don't know how.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Magic,
dude's
obviously.
clearly going crazy. He just killed tens of thousands of people.
It's not like they're going to
Justified.
read letters to each other.
Maybe they could write letters. That would be cool.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
I just want, like, some dialogue between the two characters that are leading the series. They had some before, and I don't know, I feel like it's overdue.
They did. They did.
All right, shall we call it?
I wonder if they're going to go to like a null magic zone or something, and they'll have to interact there and maybe solve puzzles together and cooperate and do things for their mutual survival. That'll be
Everything
fun.
And then hate each other again.
where the curse
And
doesn't
then
exist.
yeah, and then when they get out, they immediately hate each other and blow up the whole mountain that this facility was in.
This, like, uranium enrichment lab.
Maybe there's an intercom system.
Two half brothers learning to love each other.
Maybe they'll fight dragons together.
I mean, the Fellowship is theoretically preserving them so that their gifts can be used in concert together. And I'm like, okay, what's your plan to use them in concert?
I mean, they have none right now, right? They're just like, maybe we'll figure this out some point in the future, or they'll have kids. Please, God, let that be the option. And then neither of them want to have sex with people who are capable of having kids.
But also, how are they born with these elemental gifts, and why can't you make more people like that?
I mean, you can, right? It's just tied to the royal bloodlines.
Is it?
It was
Does it need to be tied to the royal bloodline?
so there was like a prophecy that their mother would give birth to a child with light magic and a child with dark magic. That was in the first book. And she was of royal blood. She was the Foresight family.
Sahalas. Yeah. I don't know. It seemed like it was a gift given specifically to them.
The curses?
Maybe it was because maybe it was something possible because they were mixtures of the royal bloodlines.
I think that's probably it, yeah. Their harmonies, I don't know, harmonize.
You talk about their magic, I see.
I'm talking about their given gifts of light and shadow.
Yeah. I thought it was
Their
part of.
elemental mastery. It's exceedingly rare, is what we do know about it,
Yes.
and possibly an OP combination that's not allowed at all on Athera. Like the harmonies might prevent it on Athera.
So it can only happen on Dashnell or another Splinter
Yeah.
world.
Yep.
Okay, well, I want
Which
to share a bit of prose I found that I thought was quite beautiful. Is this a good time to do so?
Yes.
sure.
Okay, so this is taken from the healing scene, which I've already talked about how much I really like that. It's where Arathon and Dakar are kind of linked together in unity and trying to heal this sick child or injured child. I'm only going to read one paragraph, but the whole thing is worth reading and rereading. Immersed deep in trance, joined in lockstep with Arathon, the spellbinder no longer felt the chill bite of frost. The music rung him deaf in the hunting cries of wyverns and the erratic splash of the spring. Try though he would, his precautions bled away. The allure of bright harmony meshed his mind in fair coils, swept him hapless into the interlocked dance of spelled mystery until the threads of defense and mistrust came unwound and slipped through his loosened grasp. I think the whole section, more than just I read, it has a beautiful alliteration. The word choice always kind of goes with the any time that music is used in the series, the musical terms come to describe the way that the music is used, and always things happening in concert in harmony with words like linking and joined, conjoined. It's also just very rhythmic, the cadence of the speech that they use, and it's an excellent example of how good she is.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's just like really good.
She's got a good turn of phrase. Her prose is pretty good. It's still not my style, but I can appreciate the craft.
Would it be your style if there were more spaceships? If she was just like doing the same stuff but with
No,
spaceships?
it's really something about the word order that just throws me off.
Hmm.
Just something about where she puts verbs in relation to other things.
I want these thoughts to develop. I expect a more detailed report in book 4.
Verbs are all wrong. Put the
I will.
verbs the wrong place.
Yeah, she does too many adjectives before she finally gets to the subject of the sentence.
I'll think about this. I'm
It's-
gonna look at the adjectives and the verbs next time I read her.
I'm going to skip over the adjectives and verbs next time.
That's probably why you've been enjoying it so much. You've only been reading the nouns.
Hurin
And the
loves a
adverbs.
person, place, or thing,
They're pretty good.
but he also skips over the names.
All right.
Yeah,
Shall we call
I'm
it?
excited to see where the series goes. I'm
Great.
excited.
I'm glad to hear that.
I'll give the book overall. It's like a 4.5. Fine,
Out of 6?
out of 5.
Oh wow.
I know I sound like I hate it, but I did not hate this book. It's
I don't think
just
you
not
sound
for
like you hate
me.
it. It's just
I don't
it's
think
just
I sound
rubbing
like I hate it.
you the wrong way. Yeah.
I gave it a 1 out of
You're
10,
just
so
you
I tell
would
everybody
just
that.
enjoy the series more if there were pictures of Lysair looking attractive, silhouetted against the setting sun. I would.
I would like the series a lot more if Lysair was some sort of like seductive temptress who like was actually building a harem out of all of the places that he visited.
Maybe I'd like this idea. Maybe he's gonna start doing that.
I would actually like that more. I would like to see the harem drama. I would like to see the political maneuvering to sit at his table to feed him peeled grapes. Uh, I would like a lot more descriptions of food.
More food. I
More
think
food.
that I mean the other option is that Lysair just like has it be a total boys club, right?
Look, I'm here for a boys' club harem too. Fine. I don't. I'm not going to discriminate on that.
I'm shocked. He kind of was
Uh,
setting that up initially with all of his like sycophants, right? Like Pesquil and Digon and all of them.
yep.
Is
And the
Deegan ever really a
Suburbians.
sycophant?
Yes, they're all
Yes.
sycophants.
I don't think Deegan was a sycophant. He was very skeptical to start.
And then he became a blind follower.
Yep.
Blind. If he were blind, I don't think he would
helped
turn
his
around.
leader stay blind.
Yeah, that was.
He saw the light only at the very end, and
Yeah.
barely even then. But yeah, he's responsible for what was it, 40,000 people dying
About that, yeah.
in that last fight.
Well, I think he was not responsible. I think that his stupid master is responsible. And his stupid master's not responsible. It's the curse that's responsible. And it's not the curse that's responsible. It's the AI that created it. It's faulted. And it's not the AI's fault.
And it's not the AI that's the AI's fault. It's the Fellowship's fault for failing.
For not being smarter and better at their job.
They couldn't beat an AI. Sad for them.
Expected.
I mean, once Davian was out of the picture, yeah, he seems like he did everything.
Davian was their, he was their technical genius, maybe.
It certainly seemed like he was their leader and the strongest among them.
I want more Davian artifacts.
I want more Davian artifacts too. Though apparently you can have the fountain removed via arrow, and no one's doing it. Except the Coriani, once again proving that they are the ones who actually take action based on some reasonable set of cause and effect and utilitarian ethos.
Do you think that Elira is going to become... When do you think she's become the prime enchantress? Is it going to be as of book 8?
Oof.
I would be surprised if it happens. I think it'll happen in the next 2 books.
By book 8 for sure.
I think
no, it's not going to happen these next 2 books. It's going to be Lorendra, and then we're going to have a series of books about how Lorendra's maybe not actually all that suited for the position, and then we'll get Elira at some point. There might be another interim Coriani Prime, but maybe there will be dueling primes. Maybe we'll have a split
Anti-pope.
circle. Yeah, an anti-pope. Maybe Lorendra will be declared the anti-pope.
I like that idea.
Though I think it's much more likely that Elira is going to be declared the anti-pope and then is going to have to I'll try not to spoil another series. Is going to have to take over from within or from without.
Or just start her own club.
A co-ed club?
Oh, that's a nice idea. A co-ed club where you're allowed to have sex, maybe.
The Brothers Wrath.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
It would be crazy. I mean, can you imagine the sexual tension that exists within the Coriani enchantresses at the moment?
I really can.
They're must be so frustrated. This is why they're so angry at everybody.
I mean, they're allowed to have sex as long as they don't care for the person, right?
I thought it's just they're not allowed to have sex.
No, they're allowed to have sex, but no love.
Elira's allowed to have sex like as a special dispensation, and then it was almost immediately revoked.
She was allowed to have sex with the person she wanted to have sex with. That was the dispensation.
Gotcha.
She was allowed to indulge in her fascination with Arathon Cephalin. That was the dispensation.
And then she didn't even get to.
Yeah. Oh, and also she was allowed to have unprotected sex with Arathon Cephalin. That is the other thing she needs to get permission for.
Damn. Yeah, she totally blew that one.
Yep. But she didn't actually want to do it, so that's fine.
I don't know. She clearly wanted to.
She didn't want to have to deal with the after effects. She didn't want to have to deal with the consequences of having done that.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be right. She knows that their child would be used by the Coriani as a lever on Arathon for its whole life.
Unless she managed to
that's got to wait till book 5 at least, right?
Yeah. Maybe that's going to be what triggers the split in the Coriani enchantresses.
Ooh, imagine if they have a girl.
Oh, a girl with dark powers.
Girl with a crystal in her chest.
She's dying as a baby, and that's the only way to save her.
Let's stop.
Assuming she'd come out that way. But yeah, we can stop.
We've been speculating for the last 45 minutes, I think.
I want to know how many of these speculations are right, because you can really go all over the place with this series.
There's a lot of fertile ground for speculation. I'm very happy with this.
There's a lot of tiny hints and things that you could breadcrumbs, so to speak.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do we have final comments on this book?
Would you ever name your kid Davian?
No. Great. All right. Well, thank you for joining us, listeners. Cover Warhost of Vastmark. Join us next time when we're going to be starting and probably finishing Fugitive Prince, Book 1 of the Alliance of Light. Thank you to my co-hosts, Kyptan and Hurin fan. I am Ash. You've been listening to the Legendarium Green Team. Join us on Discord. The link is in the description. Thank you to Horizon Brave for starting us all. Music is Galactic Damages by Jingle Punks. Until next time, bye.